Hello, my brother and Schwester, and welcome to another Cinema Saturday! As I said in Wednesday's video, today I'm telling you guys what December's theme is for Cinema Saturday. But I'm telling you guys after today's review, because I want to get this review out of the way. It's so cool. Now, I also gave you guys a hint as to what this week's Cinema Saturday is going to be about. And if you haven't guessed it from the hint I gave you last week, my get-up for today, and the title up above, today I'm reviewing The Blues Brothers. So, let's get into this, shall we? We open up with Joliet Jake Blues finally getting out of prison after 3 years. And picking him up is his brother Elwood, and together they used to be in a rhythm and blues band called The Blues Brothers. So now that Jake's out of prison, he has to go see this head nun at the orphanage he was raised at, because he made a promise that he'd see her once he got out. So they find her, they start talking, and they find out that because the orphanage is behind on their taxes, bad stuff is going to happen. They're going to be basically kicked out. And since this is the place where Jake and Elwood grew up, they decide they have to save it. But they don't quite know how. So after the brothers go to this church, this crazy, upbeat, awesome church, Jake gets the idea that they're going to put the band back together and put on this big show so they can pay off the orphanage's taxes. Elwood fills in Jake on where they can find some of their old bandmates, and they go and they find some of them, and they're real quick to decide, hey, okay, we'll give this a try. After that, they go and try to get one of their trumpet players, I believe, who has a great job as a maitre d' in this fancy restaurant. And after a little bit of funny antics by the brothers, he finally decides, okay, fine, I'll play with you guys again. Then they go and try to bring back one of their guitar players who works at this restaurant with his wife. Now, he's real eager to jump back in, but his wife is kind of, I don't know how to say this, well, she's a bitch. And so she says, no, you're not doing this. But then there's a big musical number, and he's like, screw you, woman, I'm doing this. And then one of the cooks was also in the band, and he just follows after him. And so now the band's all back together. The only problem is they don't quite have a show yet. And that's where we get to this part. Now, the boys are desperate for a show so they can at least start getting money for the orphanage. And so Jake kind of ropes everyone around, and they end up at this country bunker that's totally not their style. But they say that they're the band that's supposed to be playing that night. And at first it starts off real terrible. Everyone hates the music because they're playing in their regular rhythm and blues style. But then they decide, okay, this isn't working. We need to play what they like, which is country and western. So they start playing that, and it just starts going over a lot smoothly after that. So some bad stuff happens, not going to get into it because I don't want to make this video way too long. They end up getting this gig at this huge place. And so they start putting up flyers and everything, telling people around the big area. And they end up getting the place packed. So more stuff happens, not good to get into it. More funny antics. They play the show, it goes off without a hitch after a couple minor problems, but no big deal. And everyone loves the show, and then they sneak off, and then blah 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 blah. Big car chase scene, which is incredibly awesome. And then they save the day, and they end up in jail because of all the stuff that happens, which I'll get to in a minute. Now, throughout this entire movie, these two guys managed to piss off a lot of people. You got the police, who they go on this big chase with a couple times. You got Illinois Nazis. Hate Illinois Nazis. So they had them chasing after them. Back when they were all playing at that country bunker, the band that was supposed to be there runs into them, so they're kind of pissed at them that they took their spot. And then the guy that owns the country bunker is like, okay, we were supposed to pay you $200, but you charged $300 in beer, so you owe us $100, and they don't have $100 to pay it. So he's like, I want my money. And so you got all them mad at these two guys, so they're chasing them around. And also, throughout this movie, you have this crazy woman who is kind of following Jake and just trying to kill him in any way possible. She fails throughout the entire thing, but still, she's the only person actually trying to kill him. It's crazy. And during the big car chase at the end of near the end of the movie, they even have the military coming in after these guys. I mean, it's just totally whacked out crazy. And one of the coolest things about this movie are all the cool cameos and appearances by famous people. You got Ray Charles, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Carrie Fisher. I mean, the list seriously just goes on and on and on of all these cool people that are in this movie. It's just incredibly awesome. And my favorite thing about this entire movie are all the cool little musical numbers and dances. It's just so cool because it perfectly fits with the whole musical comedy genre that they're pulling off, which they pull off incredibly well in this movie. This movie is probably one of the funniest movies that came out of the 80s. I mean, this was released in 1980, so of course it's going to be a funny movie. You got Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, just an incredible cast, and all the cool people I mentioned earlier. They do a great job in this movie as well. Like I said, all the musical numbers were incredible, so I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 5 because I just love this movie that much. So that's my review of The Blues Brothers. Have you guys seen it? Please tell me what you guys think of this movie because I would love to hear it. Leave that in a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye guys. Whoa, 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 whoa. You really think I was going to actually not tell you guys what the theme for next month is going to be? Jeez, I told you guys earlier I was going to tell you at the end of the review. Jeez, start playing the outro. Who edits this thing, man? Oh, wait, I do. So, like I said, I got this really cool theme idea for December. It's out of the box, not cliche Christmas movies. And here it is. Trilogies. So what trilogies you guys want to see me review for next month? I'm going to be doing each trilogy in 1 week. Like, say, Lord of the Rings. That's one I'm definitely going to be doing. All 3 Lord of the Rings movies in 1 week. That's how it's going to go down. So leave me what other trilogies you guys want me to review, and I will see you guys next time. And this is really the end. Alright, so see you guys. Hate Illinois Nazis.